Empires don't collapse overnight. They decay quietly from within. Rome's strength was built on trust, trust forged into silver. The denarius connected soldiers, merchants, and cities. Honest money held the empire together. But empires are expensive, and power always demands more. When taxes failed, Rome chose dilution. Less silver, same face. The change was subtle, but money remembers every compromise. Prices rose before explanations appeared. People felt poorer without knowing why. Soldiers noticed first. Their pay no longer carried weight. The state answered with volume, more coins, less value. Trust faded. Trade adapted on its own. Markets grew quiet. Cities lost rhythm. Power changed hands rapidly. Stability disappeared. Farmers left land that punished effort. Production declined. Rome tried law to fix value. Force replaced faith. Goods vanished. Shelves emptied. Real value fled into the shadows. Gold replaced promises. Rome returned to gold too late. Trust was already broken. The East endured longer. The West collapsed sooner. When one thread snaps, the fabric unravels. Rome still stood, but it was hollow. An empty treasury speaks clearly. Absence reveals truth. Worthless coins circulate. Conviction disappears. Confidence collapses before currency does. People sense it instinctively. Pay without power creates resentment. Loyalty erodes. Printing value never replaces value. It accelerates loss. Cities decay when incentives vanish. Neglect replaces care. Trade simplifies when trust fails. Direct exchange returns. Taxation without return feels like theft. Compliance fades. People move when systems fail. Migration follows collapse. Authority without trust relies on force. Force is fragile. Control increases as confidence disappears. Fear replaces agreement. Markets don't close loudly. They fade quietly. Every broken system creates a shadow one, unofficial but functional. Gold doesn't promise, it simply weighs. Two Romes emerged, only one survived. Walls mean nothing without belief behind them. Defense begins with legitimacy. Complex systems fail at their weakest link. Money was Rome's. Time exposes distortion. No empire escapes it. Empty vaults end arguments. Reality speaks. Collapse is often silent, not chaotic. Trade connects worlds. It also spreads failure. When value becomes abstract, control becomes tempting. The common man pays first, always. More money buys less life. That is inflation. Extraction hides behind complexity, but
but the cost is simple.
Debt grows quietly, almost invisibly, until one day it dominates every decision, every institution, every future. Assets shield those who own them, while paper promises offer protection only until confidence disappears. Cash decays faster than memory, leaving nothing solid behind when belief finally collapses. Administration cannot replace real value. Systems stretch, strain, and eventually tear under their own weight. Global systems magnify local mistakes, turning manageable failures into crises that spread everywhere. Small shocks become waves, and waves become floods when scale removes restraint. Elites adapt early and quietly, while the majority only adjusts after damage is unavoidable. Numbers rise without weight, creating the illusion of growth while real purchasing power fades. History leaves warnings in plain sight, yet comfort makes them easy to ignore. Records outlive empires, preserving lessons long after power, wealth, and certainty vanish. Collapse is slow and almost invisible until suddenly it becomes undeniable. When money fails, contracts fail with it, and trust dissolves across society. Armies disperse when loyalty goes unpaid. Order always follows perceived value. An empty vault ends debate, leaving reality exposed without argument. Rome's collapse was never external, it began quietly from within. Inflation is a silent tax, extracting value without permission or announcement. Purchasing power erodes gradually until people realize it is already gone. Living costs rise faster than promises, no matter how reassuring those promises sound. Wages follow inflation like shadows, always behind, never catching up. Growth built on debt appears strong, but fractures form beneath the surface. Rising numbers conceal shrinking value, replacing measurement with illusion. Productive work retains meaning, even when money loses credibility. Skills endure longer than currencies. They always have. Small enterprises adapt faster than empires because survival demands flexibility. Real value has weight, presence, and permanence you can feel. Stability feels permanent until the moment it suddenly isn't. Promises multiply as collapse approaches, while reality remains unchanged. Warnings are ignored while comfort persists. History repeats this mistake relentlessly. Pressure builds silently, then releases with overwhelming force. Once trust breaks completely, repair becomes impossible. Institutions empty before they fall, as belief leaves first. People adapt faster than systems because survival teaches efficiency quickly. Knowledge survives collapse, ignorance does not. History does not repeat, but it rhymes with precision. Awareness creates distance from disaster for those willing to notice. Memory becomes the final defense against repetition. Lessons remain available for those willing to read them. Metal remembers value. Paper remembers only promises. Patterns return across centuries, changing appearance but never structure. Trust is fragile, and once lost, rarely restored. The treasury fails before the city does, every time. Awareness begins by looking up, not down. After collapse,
Life continues, but never in the same form. Rome still speaks, if anyone is listening. Walk lightly and understand the true power of money.